Seattle, Washington. Seattle is known for their high salaries, natural beauty, and as being one of the best summer destinations in all of America. While Seattle is an ideal city for many people, there are definitely negative aspects of living here that many just don't discuss. Today, we are going to give you a complete perspective on this city by looking at their economy, crime, culture, and so much more. Let's get started. Seattle proper has over 750,000 residents, and Seattle's metro population is around 4 million residents. Seattle has some of the nicest suburbs in all of America, and we'll examine the specifics a little bit later in the video. But for now, you should know that Seattle residents earn a median household income of $92,000. And what may be even better is they don't have an income tax. This is one of the highest earning metro areas in the country that doesn't have an income tax. Now, the problem lies when you want to purchase a house here. The median home price is over $800,000, and renting is pretty expensive here in Seattle as well. King County's average effective property tax rate is still lower than the national average, but they do have some of the highest sales taxes in all of America. The violent crime rate in Seattle is 44% higher than the national average, but unfortunately, the property crime rate is 117% higher than average. The property crime rate is largely due to the local homelessness epidemic. If you're interested in moving to Seattle, you have to get your boots on the ground and make sure that the area you're looking at is safe. I will link a couple great resources and a documentary on the subject as well in the description. Seattle isn't exactly the most diverse city in the world, but their population is 65% white, 6.5% Hispanic, 7% Black, 14% Asian, 0.5% Native American, 0.4% Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, and just under 6% of residents are two or more races. If you are concerned by the lack of diversity in this area, I would draw your attention to that graph again, where nearly 6% of residents are two or more races. There is a high amount of interracial families in the West, and Seattle is no exception to that. While there isn't a ton of diversity, there isn't high degrees of racism here either. And if you want to do something fun, Seattle does take a lot of pride in their Chinatown district, which they recognize as one of their historic neighborhoods. The state of Washington has a reputation for being liberal, and being that Joe Biden won the state by almost 20%, they lived up to their reputation this election. As wide of a margin as 20% is, that is nothing compared to the disparity in King County. Joe Biden won the county by 53%. If you are conservative, there really aren't any places too close to downtown that are conservative. The closest conservative county is about 60 miles east of downtown. So if you live in Seattle, you're just gonna live probably in a liberal area. Seattle has a reputation for getting a lot of rainfall, but people really don't describe the climate accurately. Seattle is actually right around the national average when it comes to annual rain, but they have a lot of days where they have gloomy and rainy weather, rather than heavy downpours. There are about 8 months of the year where you will barely see the sun, and Seattle only gets 152 days of annual sunshine. They don't get much snow here, and really their winters aren't too harsh. Many people who move to Seattle do so because they visit in the summertime, when the average high in July is about 76 degrees. The summers and early fall in the Northwest are just about perfect, and if you visit during this time of year, you'll probably get the itch to move. Entertainment in Seattle can be broken up into two categories: places in town and nearby destinations. In town, you can enjoy their microbreweries, coffee shops, and fine dining. Places like Bellevue, just east of Seattle, offer some great establishments as well. If you need a break from the city, you can enjoy some of their amazing beaches, lakes, and city parks. Seattle will usually be a host city in the Northwest for concerts or tours, so people from Oregon and Idaho may have to make the journey there to see the nationwide tours. Flying from Seattle is usually pretty reasonable as well. The international prices are particularly affordable compared to Portland, Boise, or even Salt Lake. If you venture outside of town, you can enjoy the nearby destinations of Vancouver, BC, Portland, Spokane, and the beautiful city of Leavenworth. Do yourself a favor and do a quick Google search on Leavenworth. North Cascades, Olympic, and Mount Rainier National Parks are all only about 2 hours from Seattle and provide some of the best natural beauty in the whole world. Don't forget to check out the San Juan Islands, Mount Baker, and many waterfalls within these destinations as well. While I'm personally not the biggest fan of Seattle, I cannot deny they have some of the nicest suburbs in the entire country, but they're quite spendy too. I would first recommend looking to the east of Seattle, in the cities that surround Lake Sammamish. That would include places like Redmond, Sammamish, Issaquah, and Bellevue. These are some beautiful areas that have some of the best educational scores in the state and even throughout the country. Next, Kirkland and Bothell to the north are both nice communities, and Kirkland may sound familiar because it was actually the original headquarters of Costco. Tacoma is the biggest suburb of Seattle, but they have a higher crime rate. They have lower income opportunities, but they do have a cheaper cost of living, so that area may be somewhere that's more affordable for those who are starting out in the area. While the Seattle area does have a lot of upside, it isn't for everyone. Check out one of the videos playing on the screen for more. If you got value from the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Well, thanks for watching and take care.